Yeah, hello. My name's Kate MacDonald, and I'm director of Timebank Hull and East Riding. And in a nutshell, a time bank is a way of exchanging where the currency is time. So everyone's time is worth the same. So 1 hour equals one credit. So anything can be exchanged that can be measured by time. So that could be skills, it could be support, and it could be space.
What are you most proud about?
Yeah, well, I'm incredibly proud that we've met our 10-year anniversary and of all our members. So we've got hundreds of members, all who share that common value of each of our hours worth the same. And what it has done is unlocked potential within our communities. And our membership, it's not just individuals, it's also businesses and community projects. So a big part of what I love doing is making those connections and then seeing the chain reaction around that. So it feels wonderful to have this initiative here right now at a time when we really need it.
How are you making a difference to Yorkshire's circular economy?
Okay, well, we've got so many different projects, and a big part of what we do actually is facilitate our members. That's a really important thing. So there's a number of things that have developed out of this, from repair cafes. So we have got all sorts of members who have all sorts of skills that are around fixing and mending things, and a project that came out of lockdown and had started, I guess, in the repair cafes is our laptop donation scheme. So we're rehoming many computers that have been sort of stuck in people's cupboards because they've been too worried about taking them to the tip or just giving them to anyone that they don't know. And then we'll be able to rehome them with people who can't currently afford a computer. So that's an amazing project. The other thing is we're also working with Sheffield University and our Living with Water partnership on a project called Magic, which is around building flood resilience in the city. So Hull was flooded back in, I think it was 2007, but what we're doing now, we've recently incorporated a worker co-op, and it's designing dual function rain tanks. So it's all about changing our relationship with water. So rather than fearing flood, it's harvesting that water, having a community response to reducing flood water, but in the meantime enabling it to enable crops to grow. So that feels really exciting. And with that, we're also reusing materials to prototype and design those rain tanks, and we're working with the university as well about exploring different materials we can use as well. So we also have a library of kitchen things. So something that we did almost by accident starting 2015, we did a feast in the city centre, and this just literally came from some growers who were members who were saying, what do we do with our excess project? And we'll go, well, let's just do a meal and celebrate. And we always said, this has been brought to you by people who have grown this food, people who shared equipment, and the cooks who have prepared this for you, and it was for everybody. And that actually went from a feast that the first year fed 500 to us partnering with our Freedom Festival, and for a couple of years, 2017 and 2018, feeding 1,500 people in 3 hours, completely from donated produce, grown locally and cooked by volunteers. And from that, we now have a library of kitchen stuff. So we have a full field kitchen. We also have a community space which has a professional kitchen. So we're using that to incubate new businesses and enable people to test their sort of hero products, their business idea out without actually having to buy everything from scratch. And then also building relationships between those businesses so they can help each other and learn from each other. So there's much more and so much more potential. But yeah, it's great.
What has been the main lesson learned so far?
I guess it would be probably to start small. So you might have picked up I'm quite an ideas person, so I have lots of things on the go at the same time. And I've got an amazing team now that sort of pull me back in. So it's doing something that's achievable. I mean, going back to the feast, I wanted to feed 3,000, so I'm glad we only did 1,500. But I think it's like start small, whilst also always keeping an eye out for the opportunities as well.
What are your top tips for setting up a circular economy initiative?
Well, I guess from the perspective of running a time banking is a really good starting point because it enables you to have time with your members to ask them questions you might not normally ask people. So, as I said, we have individuals and businesses as well. But what you're looking at is like, what are the things that they really like doing, or the equipment that they have, or the spaces that they have. So, that really gives you an opportunity to do that and enable you to connect people to each other. So, in a sense, you're unlocking those assets that are often hidden. So I'd say that's a really good starting point. I would say it's very much around building relationships as well. So and again, going back to time banking, it enables you to really build those sort of strong relationships and trust ultimately.